In the late 1700s and early 1800s, the global north shifted away from the typical agriculture and artisan economy towards a capitalistic economy that depended on the low cost and high production of industry. The shift, known today as the Industrial Revolution, spread across the world in several waves aligned with technological advances, such as mechanization, the uses of oil as energy, and telecommunication. Initially, industrialization started in Great Britain, but quickly spread to Western Europe and the United States. This shift in economic practice enabled small towns and cities across these countries to drastically increase population, economic flow, global connectivity, and urbanization. In the coming decades, the vast majority of Europe, as well as Japan, would join the industrialized world. Eventually, in the 20th century, China, Russia, India, South Africa, and almost every other major country established factories that were able to drastically outcompete the European and American counterparts, who had shifted into a service-based economy. In the late 20th century, the global East and South industrialized, and consequently, American factories closed in cities such as Hartford, Connecticut, creating a scattering of unused urban spaces, long-lasting negative economic impacts, and the migration of large number of wealthy people from the city to the suburbs. Today, however, there's hope for the post-industrial American city. Opposite the remains of the shabby, unused warehouses, a new wave of factory revitalization is taking root, which will help Hartford regain its status as an urban center. It is critical to understand the industrialization of Hartford in the context of the regional industrialization of New England. With the opening of a textile mill in Rhode Island in the late 1700s, the industrial era began in the United States. More mills and factories shortly followed, and soon the Eastern United States exemplified the economic, social, and urban processes and patterns of industrialization. Connecticut opened several mills and factories across the state, many of which were located in the capital city, Hartford. The most notable among them was the Colt Armory factory, which opened in 1855. Beyond this, Sharp Rifle, Underwood Typewriter, Chaplin Box, and Swift Company are all examples of factories that opened in Hartford after the 1850s. Factories and mills became a leading employer, contributing to the dramatic growth in residential and factory infrastructure. Samuel Colt himself built 145 homes for families who worked in his factory near Colt Park. The industrial infrastructure that was established as the backbone of the growing city attracted wealthy residents for investment in the city, making Hartford an employment hub, and most importantly, moved capital through the city. The Industrial Revolution physically, socially, and economically built up Hartford, making it a globally important city. The rapid growth of the economy and cultural spheres in Hartford slowed with the emergence of deindustrialization in the 1970s. Neoliberal ideas pushed privatization and specialization of industries, which changed economic structure and flow, eventually leading to the deindustrialization of Hartford and cities alike. This greatly impacted many cities which had previously relied on industry as the main driver to move capital to lower-income residents. For all cities, these neoliberal ideals that had guided the economy, such as free trade and globalization, changed how the cities function and who they aim to serve. In the case of Hartford, deindustrialization sparked a plethora of problems that the city was previously able to escape: unemployment, population decline, urban decay, and vacancy. Many of these issues still impact Hartford today. However, it's the empty infrastructure that serves as a reminder of the city's vibrant economic past. These empty warehouses physically shape the city and guide how Hartford citizens are able to use and adapt the space. However, beginning 3 decades ago, a push to revitalize these factory spaces began, offering the city hope. The opening of the Spaghetti Warehouse in 1993 and the remains of the old Chaplin Box warehouse was the first step in the right direction. The reopening of this factory as an Italian chain restaurant in the Parkville neighborhood initially brought economic and social promise to the surrounding citizens. However, after just 3 short years of being open, the Spaghetti Warehouse closed as a result of low profitability. This closure crushed the hopes of revitalization that were held by citizens and business owners alike, causing the nearby small businesses to close because of a decrease in traffic in the neighborhood. In the case of the Spaghetti Warehouse, the Parkville neighborhood that had been established by rapid construction in order to accommodate industrialization failed to house and attract adequate customers for the service-based industry to flourish. Although the Spaghetti Warehouse was a failed attempt at revitalization, it did not completely discourage the people of Hartford from starting revitalization projects. Since 1996, when the warehouse closed, there have been a plethora of other projects that have aimed to reimagine the way Hartford's industrial infrastructure could be used to better serve the city of today. For instance, in 2018, less than a quarter mile away from the Spaghetti Warehouse, the old Capital City Lumber Company was revitalized, becoming the Parkville Market, Connecticut's first food hall. In the 4 years the Parkville market has been open, it has gained popularity and high revenue, which in turn has brought attention to the Parkville neighborhood. So much so that it's a $250 million redevelopment project in Parkville that aims to boost residential development, job training, and new manufacturing development. Another example of revitalization is the recent transformation of the old Swift Company factory in North Hartford. This historic gold leaf factory has been sitting vacant for 17 years until the city received a $3.7 million grant in 2020 to renovate the empty building. The structure was renovated to be the home of several different small minority and woman-owned businesses, as well as a branch of the Public Hartford Library. All of the new businesses and services that were established in the old factory aim to better the neighborhood of North Hartford and provide jobs for local residents. Additionally, revitalization can be seen through the conversion of warehouse to serve other public needs. For example, the Real Artways, a public art initiative built in an old warehouse in the Parkville neighborhood, allows Hartford residents to engage and learn about art. Another instance of revitalization is Hands on Hartford's plan to renovate the building that once was the spaghetti factory into 30 residential units. Although the project is not complete, it highlights the potential future for Hartford's vacant warehouses. Furthermore, the revitalization of Hartford has lent itself to the conversion and construction of new luxury apartments in North Hartford, known as the North Crossing development, and Dunkin' Donuts Park, which is home to Hartford's minor league baseball team, the Hartford Yardgoats. These projects all show how the revitalization of empty infrastructure that was left behind by industrialization in Hartford is working to improve the function of the city, as well as the city's ability to serve and support its citizens.